webinars where I'm going to be going kind of quickly through different clicks, and it probably will really help you to go back and watch the actual recorded version to see where I'm clicking, because I think the clicks are very important, and the clicks are actually a little bit confusing. So what I want to cover today is I want to talk about organizing your connections on LinkedIn. And as most of you guys have come to a lot of these webinars, I kind of try to tell you there's three things we do on LinkedIn. One, we get our profile set up so that if someone did find it, the profile is set up to actually drive that person to the result we want. The second thing we need to do, which is what we're going to do today, is to organize the database aspect of LinkedIn so that we can actually utilize the people we're connected to and use the third phase, which is the marketing side of LinkedIn. So just to review, there's three parts to LinkedIn. There's kind of the online resume, there is the database, and there's the marketing. Today we're going to focus on the database aspect. So what I'm going to do, guys, and I'm using Mark's profile here, he was nice enough to let me do it, is I'm just going up to network, right? And I'm clicking on the network tab, and I'm going to click on contacts, and I'm going to go into his contact area. And I've gotten a lot of calls from some of you, and long story short, LinkedIn made some changes over the last 6 months, which in my opinion and in your opinion has not been for the better. So this contact area, it's kind of hard to navigate, and that's why I said you need to kind of watch my clicks maybe on the video. But long story short, they've given you 25 more bells and whistles, which is great, but if you don't know if you don't know the order of operation, you only get to the first or second bell or whistle. So what I want to do today is to teach you guys how to be able to organize your connections into different subfolders so that you can market to these people. So the first thing you should do is you should go to contacts and just go to the first person listed. And if you put your mouse on their profile, now look, it's not there, and you'll see that there's nothing under Richard Walker. When I put it over Richard Walker, you'll see three things appear: tag, message, and more. I want you to click on the tag button. The definition of the word tag on LinkedIn means putting them in a folder. Okay, so if they're tagged, they've been put in a folder. So you'll see Mark has a few folders. He's got benefit clients, classmates, colleagues, favorites, friends, group members, P&C clients, and partners. He's created all these. To create a tag, just click on the Add New Tag at the bottom. And if you want to change the name of the tag, click on Manage Tag. So I'm going to click on Add New Tag, and I'm just going to type in New York NY clients. Okay, and you'll see I'm just typing it in. Hopefully I can type, and I'm just going to hit Save. So that's how you create a tag. How do you get Rich into a folder? Well, you would put a check next to his name, and then click on the tag and make sure that the NY clients is checked, and then unclick. So now you'll see under his name, he's got a little NY clients tag, and it's like a dog tag. He's been tagged. He's now in that folder. So, and I'll kind of at the end of today's webinar show you why you'd want to do that. But our goal today, well, our goal always is to make sure that every person that we're connected with on LinkedIn is tagged. In my opinion, when you tag the person, you've then organized your LinkedIn database. And I'll tell you right up front, very bluntly, you cannot use the messaging tools and services if you haven't spent the time to organize your connections. I mean, I guess theoretically you could use them, but it would take you 25 hours instead of 25 minutes to send a message out to all your clients. 25 hours, 25 minutes. I don't think you'll make it through the 25 hours. So, this is kind of a necessary evil. So here, what I'm going to teach you right now is for the people that really have organized nobody. What is the best way to set up a system to organize all of my connections? Well, here are the clicks I suggest you go through. First, I would select the drop-down button next to Filter All Contacts, and I would click Connections Only, okay? The next thing I would do is I would go over to the recent conversation drop-down and select last name. So what we're doing now is we're going through and we're at least, and this is where it gets confusing, guys, but I guess my point is LinkedIn really allows you to sift now and kind of sub-organize your connections. What I think is best is to alphabetize the people by last name. So you can see Abdu, Adams, Adams. This allows you to kind of understand who you've gone through and who you haven't gone through. Okay, so before you do that, and maybe I jumped the gun, before you do that, you want to make sure you've gone in and created all of the folders that you want to have. Okay, so what you can do then is just go through. So let's say we're going to start off with PNC clients. Common question I get, Ken, can I have people in 2 different folders? How about if they're PNC clients, but they're also college friends? The answer is yes, you can have them in both folders. So you don't have to put them in one folder only. But my point is this. Let's say we want to go through and find our PNC clients. We've now alphabetized everything. We can just go through and we can select, okay, yes, Wendy's a PNC client, Rebecca, and, you know, it's going to take some time, but you can certainly go through and select these people. Then what you want to do is up at the top, you're going to see now that we've selected some people, up at the top here, you're going to see a tag button. That's the master tag button. So my point is if we click that, it's going to allow us to put all of the people we just selected into PNC. Okay? So now, as I scroll down, we can see that, and here's a good example, Rebecca, she's a benefits client, she's a colleague, and she's a PNC client. She's in all 3 of those folders. Okay? Matt, he's in friends, he's in PNC clients. So guys, the reason we want to go through and do all that is because if we go into connections, this filter by connections, we can click tag, okay? And we can go into PNC clients, and it's going to pull up all the people in the PNC clients, right? Then we can go through, and we can select those people very quickly, hit message, and send a mass message out to those people that's targeted towards PNC. Hey, you know, are you upset that North Carolina just changed the auto insurance rates? Whatever. Click here to learn how we can help you. And my point is that you can efficiently go find your target market very quickly because you've organized them. But you can't utilize that unless you've gone in to your connection area and organized them. So what do people always ask? Well, Ken, what do you do? You know, how do you stay on top of all this stuff? It seems like it takes forever. And the answer is, doing things weekly. Obviously, when I first got started, I didn't wake up and when I started my LinkedIn profile, I didn't do this day one. I probably did it 8 months in. It finally hit me, hey, I'm doing it wrong. So I had about 1,000 people I had to go through. And those first 1,000 people took 45 minutes to go through and organize them. But what you can start to do is get into a system where all the new people you're connecting with, you can just start to put them into folders. So next question is, Ken, how do I find people that I've recently connected with? So what you want to do is click on Filter by All Contacts. Again, click Connections Only, and then click New. You'll see it's the last one. And what it'll do is it'll pull up all the people you've recently connected with. So this guy's latest connection was John Collins, Smith Guy, Robert Ballard. And you can then go through, and what you guys should be looking for is right here. Is there a little dog tag there? And the answer is no, haven't tagged these people yet. You go through, you repeat the process, and obviously you put them into a folder and get them organized. And really what you're after is you don't want to have anyone who's not organized. You want to create, as I mentioned, a social media system where you're spending 3 to 5 minutes a week just putting those people into the folders. Now, what I suggest, and I do this a lot myself, is when you connect with somebody, that's a big deal. And they may be finding you, you may be finding them. I mean, let's face it, guys, there's hundreds of millions of people now on LinkedIn. I mean, you're definitely getting connection requests. every person you connect with, you should take the time to send them a message on LinkedIn. You should go in there and just say, hey, thanks for connecting with me. The message should be somewhat custom written. If it's Bob from college, who you haven't talked to for 25 years, you may want to just say, hey, Bob, how things going? It's been such a long time. By the way, I now specialize in risk management for restaurants. I don't know if you know anyone in the industry, but always keep me in mind. Here's my site, bobsinsurance.com, whatever. So my point is I think that does pay off, taking the time to send people who you've connected with just a quick 2 or 3 sentence message, because you never know what could come from that. Next question. Here's a question I just got from Rich, which is a good one. It really has nothing to do with today's webinar, but it's a good question. His question is, Ken, what's the importance of endorsements? And if we go, let me just kind of pull up this gentleman's profile. And I haven't, honestly, guys, I haven't looked at it, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like here. But okay, so yeah, so he's got, you'll see that he has about, oh man, he's got it all wrong, to be honest. He has about, I'm just going to estimate 20 skills listed. Insurance, workers' comp, umbrella insurance, disability insurance. Those are what are called skills. And people can actually come here to your profile and endorse you for a skill. So you'll see that for insurance, he's got 47 people who have endorsed him. Tim, and you can go through and look, Nancy, et cetera, et cetera. So I've kind of talked about this in the past, but here's my 2-minute summary on endorsements. 1, you don't want to have 20 skills listed. That's bad. Why is it bad? Because people are only going to probably click on 2 or 3. So this guy, he could be a genius in risk management, but he's only got 7 endorsements because it's so far down there and no one's going to spend the time to click on it. So Ken's tip, have between 3 and 5 endorsements. And let me see if I can pull up my profile here. And the reason you want to do that is the fewer endorsements you have, the more likely you're going to get maximum amount of endorsements. So you'll see that I only have 4, but I got 99. I've maxed out. I got 99 plus people on each endorsement. I actually have, a few hundred in some situations. So to answer his question, I don't want to go off on a tangent. Endorsements help. They help people find your profile when they search for these keywords. Your profile can come up as a result. So if you're a, final expense guru, maybe you want to put final expense. You get hundreds of people endorsing you for that. Someone searching for final expense on Google, your profile is going to come up as a search result. So just a bullet point, have 3 to 5 endorsements. Make sure that the endorsements are specific and generalized. You'll see that I have some specific: social media marketing, lead generation, insurance, it's a little more general, web design, a little bit more general. So have 3 to 5, have a few specific, have a few general. Yes, you want to get as many people as possible clicking on these, and I feel that if you have only 3 to 5, you will get more clicks for those terms. You want to get above, you want to get 99 plus. That's how it's going to help you.